Our goal of 50 tiny dinies is still on. How the goals work is if we get 50 tiny dinies in one stream, you guys get to pick the next Tyranid miniature that we buy. It does have to be able to be purchased on Games Workshop's website, and it has to be official, as in it can be played in official tournaments. 3D Prince, thank you for the sharing of the video. I appreciate that. Ooh, okay. Clean that because that just flared out like crazy. Bad Dice, thank you for the roses. I appreciate it. So we're going to get started here. Like usual, we're just going to start with the actual Tyranid itself, the exoskeleton. Then we're going to move on into the actual carapace, and then we will do the green bits. Gonzo, thank you for joining. I appreciate it, man. We are continuing our Tyranids. And it looks like Little Scarecrow might have just woken up from his nap, if he even took one. I know we were trying to get him to go nap. We actually went to the Magic House today, for those of you in St. Louis that know what that is. Mountain Dew, thank you for joining. I'm busy, Bubba. What's up?
I'll go sleep.
You going to go sleep?
Yeah.
Okay, go sleep. Night-night.
No.
What do you want?
Oh.
Bring your toys?
Okay.
Take your toys.
This is what we got going on so far. And Gonzo, in case I forgot to say it already, hello, thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Our current gift goal is 50 tiny dinies. We get 50 tiny dinies. You all pick the next live goal that we have. Or not live goal, my apologies. The next Tyranid set we get. I got a couple ideas in mind that'll help make it cheaper. However, we've had this goal up for a couple of live streams now, so I'm still going to keep it up for you all to choose. I hope everyone is having a great Saturday so far. We went to the Magic House. For those of you that are not from St. Louis and don't know what that is, the Magic House is a children's museum. And they have a whole bunch of different things you can do. So my paint scheme is a custom one. This is one of our finished ones. It is similar to the Hive Fleet Behemoth, except for the entire underbelly is green. Nico, thank you for joining.
Yes.
I didn't want to do an already existing Hive Fleet because the last thing I need is to mess up something, me post it, and then everyone start to worry about why my Hive Fleet that's supposed to be a specific way looks this way. After we reach this 50 tiny diny and we choose the next miniature that we're going to do, the next goal is you guys get to name the Hive Fleet. I'm having trouble figuring out a name, so I'm going to leave it up to you all to name it. Pat Max, thanks for joining. We are currently working on our Tyranids. These are just termagants right now. I agree. Custom stuff is the best. Especially with Tyranids, because Tyranids are so simple to do a custom Hive fleet on. All you really need is a design from an insect or a reptile or an amphibian. I've seen a lot of cool ones that are strictly just based off of poison dart frogs. "3D printed Playhouse, thank you for joining. We are painting Tyranids right now. Dino theme. That is actually a good idea. In fact, after I had finished painting this one, I had shown my son. Now, my son's 3. And my son is obsessed with dinosaurs. I showed it to him, and he got really excited. I'm like, "Do you know what that is?" He goes, "That is a dinosaur." I'm like, "No, not really. It's actually a bug." He goes, "No, not buggy. It's a Saravavaptor." Trying to say Velociraptor. Tater Chip, thank you for joining. We are painting our Tyranids. Carl Yoshizumi, thank you for joining. We are continuing to work on our Tyranids that we've been working on. And for those of you that are on our YouTube as well, we are streaming on there as well right now. So if you have to leave for any reason or for some reason TikTok goes out, we do still have a continuing live going on. For those joining us right now, our live goal is 50 or our gift goal is 50 tiny dinies. 50 tiny dinies, and you guys get to pick the next box set we buy for this army. Silly, thank you for joining. We are continuing work on our Tyranids today. If you guys are joining me for the first time and you've never seen me live stream, what I typically do is I have YouTube going on one, and I have TikTok going on simultaneously. That's a great. When am I going to buy the Gonzo a box set? When are you going to buy me a box set? My birthday was this past Monday, and not a single person besides myself bought me any minis. For Hades, thank you for all the likes. I appreciate it. No, Gonzo. It all depends on, obviously, money. I mean, that's the biggest one right now with everybody is money. I mean, these are not cheap miniatures. Yeah, but that was before I knew you. I mean, you can't fault me for that one. This ain't like you where my birthday was this week. And I made multiple comments about it. No, we went to the Magic House because my dad actually got us a membership for the little one for my birthday. I know you are. I know you're messing with me. So yeah, I found that funny. My birthday comes along. My dad says, hey, you know what? This guy needs a magic house. And remember, the magic house is a children's zoo. He goes, this 30-year-old needs a children's, or not children's zoo, children's museum. It's like, this guy, 30-year-old needs a children's museum membership for his son. Mama Scarecrow, thank you for joining. For those that do not know, Lisa that did just join is my wife. And I'm not saying that like Borat, that she is legally my wife. She's probably sitting in there with little man trying to get him to calm down, go to bed. And letting him watch a little bit. Ugh. Beyond that, how's everyone's weekend? So I'm actually, to answer your question, Gonzo, in kind of a roundabout way, the next one I'm looking at is either the Ultimate Starter Set or the Starter Set that they just released. The reason I'm looking at those two is because of how they are shaped. It gives me the option, if I wanted to move into Space Marines as well, which is always a good option. You can never go wrong with having a backup army. I just went and I got the Mini of the Month from Games Workshop, and it was a Tau Kroot. So it's not that I'm going to get Space Marines, Gonzo. I would get the starter set or the ultimate starter set, and both of those comes with the exact same count as a combat patrol for Tyranids with almost the exact same figures. I think it's just got one deviation. And it also includes the same amount of figures for Space Marines. So it's like getting the Space Marine combat patrol and the Tyranid combat patrol in one. I'm leaning more towards not doing Space Marines just because everyone else does them. And I'm trying to be different. You do see a lot of Tyranids, yes. But I think that just has to do with nostalgia, honestly, because Tyranids remind a lot of people of Starship Trooper. Dude, I'm the same way. Like I said, this is the first Warhammer army I've ever gotten started on. And I wanted to get into Age of Sigmar as well. And because I was looking at options online about what would be the closest to Tyranids for Age of Sigmar. And there was two different options I could do. I could do Skaven, because they play similarly to Tyranids, or I could do Saurians, And Saurians, when I went over and I looked at them today, it's like I said, when I picked up my mini of the month, um, there was only like 3 Saurians on the entire shelf. And I'm sitting there like, I walked over to the cashier. I'm like, hey, is this all you guys got? He's like, yeah, they're not in our region. They're not that popular. I'm like, okay, so you just sell what's popular? He's like, pretty much. You can always have anything you want shipped to us. And yes, Mama Scarecrow, that is why it took so long, is because I was double checking a bunch of different stuff. Pricing, questioning future endeavors. Yeah, hop on in, Jake Argonzo. Just send a request.
Well, hello.
What's up, Gonzo?
Oh, just making myself some caramel vanilla cream coffee with cookie butter creamer.
Nice. My work had
cherry pop tart.
my work had gotten I was so mad at them because they replaced it. They had gotten caramel macchiato creamer, and like, I'm not a big coffee drinker myself. I'm more of a tea drinker or a soda drinker. Here lately, I've been using these Circle water balls.
Yeah, I got a circle too.
Theophily Battle, thank you for joining. I do see another guest pop up. Let's see who it is. It is Dice. 50-50 on the Circle.
So let me see. I have a circle, and the flavor I've been rocking with is their mango dragon fruit refresher.
Yeah.
And it is downright diabolically delicious.
So I got their starter kit from Walmart, and that was blueberry and grape, and it was strawberry kiwi refreshers.
I like the strawberry kiwi one. That was really good.
I like the strawberry and kiwi one. However, my issue was, and I've already had to get in touch with customer service, and I bought that last weekend. I've had that for a full week. I went and I bought the Go Sip of the strawberry and kiwi because I like the flavor. And then I bought blue raspberry. I bought strawberry lemonade as well. I went through 3 of them within one day.
Jeez,
And I'd only felt.
What setting do you have it on? Do you have it on? I usually keep mine at like a
3 to 4, depending on the flavor.
Okay. Yeah, that's unacceptable. Usually you should get like 4 or 5 uses out of that.
Exactly. I went through 3 the first day because the strawberry kiwi, whenever I first started taking a sip of it, it all flooded my throat.
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
It drained the whole thing quick within like 2 or 3 sips. I didn't even finish a whole bottle on that, and this is the 32 ounce.
Yeah.
The strawberry Go Fit, or the strawberry refresher fit, or whatever it's called, the regular one that you would see people drinking for hydration, that had no flavor cartridge in it. It had the foil, but there's no flavor in it at all. Like, I turned that on to max. I was sitting there messing with the little flap in the back. I was sitting there messing with the dial. I did everything that customer service said to do. Still wasn't getting flavor. The blue, and I let them know, look, I went through that one and I went through this one, and the spout. Here, I'll show it on here since I'm not going to drink it. I don't like drinking on it just so they don't think that I'm doing something. So like the seal right there, it was damaged for one of them.
Yeah.
Are those really good?
Yeah, circles are good. Scarecrow, if you actually go on their website, you can order. You said you're a big tea drinker.
Yes, I've looked into those as
There
well.
are tea flavors that you can buy on the website, like there's like Alabama, like they're like Southern sweet tea and stuff like that. I'm not a big tea drinker, but Miss Gonzo is my better half is, and she fucking loves them.
Yeah, I see. Like I said, I've already had to call customer service because of those. And now, here's one thing I will say. Now, this is not a paid sponsorship, TikTok and everyone watching. This is not me being sponsored by Circle. Their customer service, and this is coming from somebody who has worked in customer service, technically is still working in customer service, and has contacted customer service multiple times throughout my life. The best customer service I've ever had.
No, so we had a package of the Circles delivered to our door. And someone swiped our package, and we let customer service know, and they just said to us they redid our order and threw in a couple extra things for free.
See, that's what I love about them. They are so understanding. Like whenever I showed them because they asked for a picture of the seal that I mentioned was damaged, and they're like, and I get that. I mean, I work in remanufacturing automation for factories. I'm going to ask for pictures as well, making sure that you guys didn't try to physically damage it. And they looked at it and they're like, yeah, we have no clue how that got past quality. You're getting a free one.
Yeah.
And then they're sending me. They said go onto this website, pick 2 flavors out. We will send you 2, and they are coming on Monday.
Yeah, the shipping's fast. Also, little Gonzo life hack here. So if you go to Walmart, you know how like Walmart has like their own brand of like hydro flasks, not exactly hydro flasks, but they look like a hydro flask.
Yep.
So the Circle lid will fit on one of those.
Really?
Yeah. So my Circle, I don't have it in like the tiny like 32-ounce bottle. I have it on like a 64-ounce bottle.
Nice.
So because when I'm at work, I can't always get out and go refill my water bottle.
Yeah.
So I load up that. Yeah. So I got my Circle is currently my water bottle is currently halfway filled with water and on its side in the freezer, and it's been there since about when I got home at about 6:30 a.m. So that means I'll have a big chunk of ice in there. I'm going to fill up with water before I leave. I've got a NOS energy drink, and I've got the best Gatorade flavor, which is lemon lime. And I've got one of them because it is hot today.
Tara, thank you for joining. We are painting our Tyranids still. This is what we have so far. I'm going to get out of the way so it focuses. We've just done the red. We're going to do the green here in a little bit. I just want to get this carapace started. I gave you that look, Gonzo, because while lemon lime may be the original flavor,
It's the best flavor. I will fight you.
there is a specific cherry out there that they make. It's not the cherry freeze, but it's similar. And
Is it white?
yes.
Yeah, glacier cherry, glacier freeze, glacier cherry.
Yep.
Okay, I will agree with you. Glacier cherry is good, but glacier cherry is good if you're out seeking a delicious flavor. Because glacier cherry, best flavor. But lemon lime, when you are out in the heat and you're sweating, is, in my opinion, the most refreshing flavor.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
That's what I mean by best flavor.
Why are you out in the heat? I thought you took that job as a security guard.
I know, I'm a roving security guard. I'm in a car, dude.
See, that's what I thought.
Yeah. So like every time I get to a location and I'm like doing like a patrol, I have to like roll my windows down so I can like listen for stuff.
I get you now.
So like I'm driving through, I'm not gonna call them apartment complexes because they're huge. They're apartment compounds.
Yeah.
And you're driving through them at 5 miles an hour, and you have to go down every nook and cranny, and it takes you probably about a good 20 minutes to go through the apartment compound, and I got to go to 33 different ones. It's you got your window down, and that heat's coming in, man.
That's fair. I get you now.
I'm happy because today's my Friday.
That's good.
So,
What's a Friday?
I don't know.
Gonzo, I work every day almost most days.
Yeah, because you on that DoorDash.
Yeah. Because I gotta pay bills, so
Yeah.
some days I work less, some days I work more.
It was great. So Scarecrow, I went to GW store yesterday. I picked up those 3 boxes that I posted in the Discord.
Yeah.
And then I came home and like I always feel guilty, even though first we went to the bookstore. We went to Barnes and Noble, and the missus got a couple of her books that she likes to read. And then we went to a video game store, and the boys each got a new Switch game, some V-Bucks and stuff like that. And even though everyone else got something, even though I myself was like, I want to get some more Warhammer stuff, I always feel super guilty about it because I'm like, oh man,
It's
I could have used this money, and like my missus could have gotten more books, and the kids have gotten
So-
more stuff.
that is the dad paradox right there. You will always feel guilty. For instance, even when I was just sitting there looking today, and like I said, I'm trying to focus solely on Tyranids, so I'm looking at box sets that carry Tyranids, even if they do carry Space Marines, like the starter set and the ultimate starter set. And then I'm going to branch out. Like, the only reason I got this Tau Kroot was because it was a free mini of the month.
Yeah.
But what ended up Dice. Okay, make sure. Okay. I saw Dice's box pop up, and I was like, going to let him know that I'm getting some feedback. But it's fixed.
Maybe it's from external.
Could be. Yeah, because I'm still getting some feedback.
I switched out.
Gotcha.
So I get home, and afterwards, and I'm about to get ready for bed because like I basically had gotten off work. I got home from work at like 6:30, and then my work, which is like the head office for my work, is like an hour and a half away.
Yeah.
It's like on the other side of Portland, Oregon, and I live like already an hour away from Portland, so we had to like drive through Portland and everything like that. So I'm like, hey, I'm gonna grab something real quickly, and let's head out. And then we got there at like 8:30. So I hadn't slept yet, and I only got 2 hours of sleep yesterday. So I get home, we check the mail, and I'm about to go to bed. And I check the mail, and in there, I get a check from back during the coronavirus time. I had to take back when like it first was popping off. I had to go take one of those like rapid tests at a clinic, and I ended up paying like $120 for this rapid test. And I was always really salty about that because like they were like, yeah, your insurance should have covered it, yada yada yada. Well, I got a check in the mail yesterday after I bought my Warhammer. That basically was just like, hey, we overcharged you, here's your money back.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this is the exact same price I paid for my Warhammer yesterday, and then some.
That's good.
So basically, I got my two boxes of Scourges and my Venom for free.
Well, like, for instance, like I was saying, I was sitting there today, and I was just looking. I was just pricing it out just because, like I said, I'm just getting into Warhammer. I'm trying to not spend an arm and a leg on everything. And I know I'm going to because some of the Tyranids, because they are one of the more popular factions, they all range between $40 and $100. But I felt bad even just looking because I was like, man, we don't got the money for this. I really want this though, but I don't got the money for it, even though I didn't buy nothing. Like I was just looking and I still felt bad. I mean, that's just how dads are.
And then I'm getting more models next Friday.
Sorry, alarm.
No problem. You're getting more miles next Friday. What you get next?
I'm getting more models next Friday because my buddy is getting paid, and I'm giving him all my Space Marines that I have,
Yeah.
and he's going to be picking me up another Drukhari Combat Patrol box and 2 boxes of witches.
Nice. Hector, Jacob, thanks for joining.
I was like, Jacob, another one? It can't be 2. There can only be 1.
What is this? The Highlander?
It is.
Okay.
That only applies if your name is Steven. That's just the rules. Mad Lord, thank you for joining.
You don't make the rules, you should enforce them.
I mean, I make a few rules.
Man, I can't hear it.
Alright, speaking of those Space Marines, I better put them in a box because him and his wife are with my wife and the boys, and they're at the river, which is why my house is so quiet right now.
Yeah, we like I was saying, my dad, he for my birthday decided to buy my son. Technically, it was a family gift for my birthday. Still salty about that. A gift card or a membership, I should say, for the Magic House. And what the Magic House is, it's a children's museum. Like the first time we took him, there was like a whole exhibit just on Legos. And like this time, the exhibit that took over for where the Legos were was this children's TV show that teaches you Spanish and everything like that. It's not Dora, it's a new one called Alma. Knows All or something like that. And it's a PBS Kids show. But it had like a little village built into this one room. And he made like the Puerto Rican flag. He made what all did he do? He went inside the grocery store and started playing with the grocery toys. He loves shopping, so it was right up his alley. And then what else did we do? We went to McDonald's afterwards, and then we finally went to Games Workshop right after that. Gabriel King, thank you for joining.
Yeah, I usually like to go to my local store, but lately I didn't want to go in there today, one, because the guy was saying on my local store, he was saying on the Discord, because my local store, like game store has a Discord, he was saying their AC is out, and they're also hosting a Pokemon tournament.
Ah, yep.
And so he was like, it smells and I can't circulate air.
Yeah, as soon as you said Pokemon, I knew exactly where you were going with that. Now, that's
it's just like, I'm not saying all Pokemon players stink, because I know Warhammer players can stink too, but like, just in my area, our Pokemon players be a little bit ripe.
Oh no, it's the same here. We actually, back when I was at Job Corps, because I believe it was you and me that talked about that before.
Yeah, we're both jobbies, dude. Come on. That's why being Job Corps brethren, even if you went to different center, that's thicker than blood, man.
Yeah, but you were in Excelsior Springs. I was just down the road in.
No, I was in Tongue Point up in Astoria, Oregon.
Okay, I thought you were in Excelsior. I remember you saying Excelsior, and that's what my mind put 2 and 2 together. That's on me.
I can see why you think Excelsior sounds kind of a bit like Astoria.
Well, no. So you said Excelsior. Whenever I mentioned I'm in Missouri and I mentioned Job Corps, you said, "Oh, Excelsior Springs," and I said, "No, Puxco." So like
yeah, that's right. I was listening off the news. I went to a couple different Job Corps centers as like a touring thing because I was basically the quote unquote foreman of the welding shop.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was the foreman of the brick mason. So.
Oh, you were a brickie?
I was a brickie.
Oh, dude, that kicks ass.
Um,
Man,
I was go.
I thought about doing brick masonry, but I was like, you know what? Like that's more of like East Coast, Central America kind of thing, like Central States kind of thing. Not so much here. We don't have very many brick stuff here on the West Coast.
Yeah, that's so. My original plan, whenever I did go to Job Corps, was automation. I even talked with my recruiter and verified before I left that automotive was available at the one I was going to there. He's like, yeah, it's available there. I get there, and the first thing, for those of you that have never gone to Job Corps, the first thing they ask is, why are you here? That's the first question you get asked during orientation. Some will say that they were forced to come, some will, because it's the truth, some parents just send them off. Others will say that what trade they're there for. I said my trade because I wasn't forced to go. And the employee there looked me dead in the eyes and goes, we don't have automation here or automotive here. I'm like, what? That's not what my recruiter says. He's like, well, your recruiter lied to you.
Yeah, dude. People always talk about like military recruiters being scumbags, Job Corps recruiters be that way. Like basically, my recruiter, he got me all shipped off to go for welding. He was like, yeah, we got spots open for welding. You shipped. You know, they gave you that 2-week phone call. Like you be at the Job Corps Center in 2 weeks. I'm like, hell yeah, because I was already so basically, I finished my orientation process right before the start of my senior year of high school.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, you just gotta wait for your 2-week phone call now. And I thought, I was like, you know, I wouldn't mind finishing my high school diploma at Job Corps because it counts as a private school and that looks a little bit better on a resume.
Yeah.
But then I ended up waiting 9 months, and I waited an entire year because I finished my paperwork in September of 2015, and I didn't go to Job Corps until September. My first day of Job Corps was September 20th, 2016.
So I know why. I can tell you exactly why that is. They were talking about it whenever I was there. I was there from 2013 to 2014.
Yeah.
They were doing complete shutdowns. Like there was talks of shutting down every single Job Corps.
Yeah. So I get there and I'm like, yeah, I'm here for welding, and you know how you get that like person who's like in a trade who helps you like your room all set up and everything.
Yep.
He's like, oh, what are you here for? I'm like, here for welding. He's like, well, dude, welding's full right now, like full. And I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, it's like super full. You're gonna have to go to a different trade for a little while. And I'm like, oh, this sucks. And I'm like, well, my other trades I listed were carpentry and electrician. Well, carpentry was full too, and so was electrician. So they stuck me in glazing. I was in glazing for a month before I had to go into welding.
So I got in there, and the options that we had was painting, heavy equipment, brick masonry, clerical. I'm trying to remember all of them now. It's been years. Health occupations, welding, and I think that's it. So you could go from clerical to computer programming, / IT. But I'm not computer savvy. Now, here's the funny bit about that. I do clerical work as a living now. So I kind of screwed myself by not going into that because that one always had openings. Because no one wanted to do it.
My Job Corps, so the hard trades were seamanship, landscaping, building service technologies, electrician, welding, glazing, plastering and painting, cement masonry, and carpentry. And the soft trades were computer service technician, office administrating, medical advising, dental assisting, and medical admin assisting. We had a big Job Corps, dude.
It sounds like mine was on a nature's reserve, so they couldn't really do much with it.
Ours was an old World War II Navy base.
Nice. So for those of you that are watching that are between the age limit of, was it 16 to 24?
16 to 24.
If you're within the age limit of 16 to 24, Job Corps is pretty much a free program where you go, you live on site, and they teach you a trade. And if you don't have your high school diploma, your GED, your driver's license, you can get all that there as well. So it's always a good idea if you are between that age limit. Here is what I will say. As a former Job Corps student, I am obligated to be an advocate for it. Only
But
go
as
if
a
only.
As a human being, you also have to understand. You also have to tell people that it's not for the faint of heart.
That's exactly what I was going to say. You have to be there for the right reason. So, for instance, when I went, I was engaged to somebody else, not Mama Scarecrow. And I was sitting there doing my trade. I had just gotten my license. I had just graduated out of the educational program because that's all I needed was my license. I was really excited and came home for a weekend pass. Nico, thank you for the tiny dinies. I appreciate it. Roar, 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 roar. I think I got them all.
Thanks for the dining throw.
Roar.
Oh,
Roar.
what else do we ask Nico?
Yeah, Nico just keeps sending them in. Roar. Roar. Okay. Anyway, so how Job Corps? What happened is you get a weekend pass if you're not on what's called a red card
Yeah, if you're not
or
appropriate.
white card. White card. White card's the bad one, if I remember correctly.
No, red. So white was if you were a minor, you couldn't leave center.
So
white card is if you're a minor.
They
Blue
must.
card is if,
Yeah, they must have changed that whenever I was there.
because red card was like you're in trouble, you can't leave. White card meant you're a minor, and blue card meant you're of age, you can leave center.
So they must have changed that since I was there, because how it worked with us was green card meant you were new. You were within your 30-day probation. Then you had red, silver, and gold were the good cards, and white and blue were the you were in trouble. Or no, it went blue, red, gold, silver.
So I was currently on the top tier because when I got in, I was about like 4 years into my recovery.
Mm-hmm.
Because during my freshman year of high school, I was partaking in not good things. So I joined the T program. Do you remember the T program there?
No, that was not there.
So the T program was like teens, like it was like people against like alcohol and narcotics use and stuff like that.
Yeah, we did not have that there.
And I was one of the assistant counselors, and because like basically I set up this thing with everybody because we would only meet twice a week, and I pushed them to like, hey, let us go to town, let us go to like NA meetings, let us go to AA meetings. Hey, let me give out my phone number to people, and let me go to the good res where I'm able to come and go as I please and not have a bed check.
Yep.
Because I want to be able to give people my phone number, so if they're sitting in their dorm one night and they're starting to spiral, let me go talk to them. So that's kind of was my part-time job at Job Corps, and they paid me for it. I got an extra, I think, like $15 on my paycheck.
Nice. Yeah, we didn't have that whenever I was there. In fact, when I went, cell phones, tablets, iPads, anything that could connect to the Wi-Fi or any internet was not allowed.
Yeah, you could have a TV in your room, but it had to be 32 inches or below. But how we got around that was we went out into town to the local pawn shop and we bought a $45 projector, and we would project it on the wall.
Yeah.
And then what else do we do? You could have like game systems and stuff. You could bring your cell phone, but they use data blockers, so your internet was always you could make like phone calls and texts, but your internet was always kind of shit.
Yeah. See, ours.
But the rec center had an actual, because our rec center was huge. It had a gym, baseball. It had an indoor basketball court, indoor gym, pottery room, music studio,
Mhm.
and it had like a cafe with a movie theater.
Yeah.
And in the rec, you could like connect to the rec's Wi-Fi, but because so many kids were always in there on their iPads and their phones and bring their TVs down with their Xboxes, it was always super slow.
Yeah, see, we didn't even get that luxury. I remember I just got out of Job Corps, and I saw a buddy I knew who was still in Job Corps commenting on Facebook, and I'm like, whoa, what are you doing, bud? You know you're not allowed to be on Facebook over there. I'm sending him a message like, no, dude, they changed that literally the week you left.
Yeah, no, the week I left, 2 weeks after I left, they ended up putting metal detectors at the gate.
So they used to allow, I don't know if the one I went to still allows it or not, but they used to allow weekend passes into town to where if you were of age, you could go and rent a room at the local hotel, and then they would pick you back up after, and that was it. Yeah, we had a couple people ruin that for everyone.
Yeah, so because we lived in Astoria and it was so close, any day after trade or on weekends, if you were not on red and you weren't a minor, you were able to go into town and like mess around as long as you didn't work with like. So the rules were you weren't allowed to. You had to stay on like the main street. You couldn't go up into the residential area.
Yeah.
There were pot shops in Astoria, and if you went in there, they basically had a list of all the Job Corps kids with our faces. And they basically, you go in there, and if they saw your face, they would call the Job Corps center and be like, hey, so-and-so just walked in here. And then you'd get back, and then you'd get termed. And then you were not allowed to rent a hotel room because too many kids would ruin that for us. And basically would thrash hotel rooms on a weekend bender and then get us all into trouble. But no, I remember one time, the only time I ever got close to getting termed from Job Corps was like, I remember was walking down the street, and I had like a really bad knee, so sometimes my knee just buckles and I fall.
Yeah.
And I was carrying a bag of groceries to the bus stop, and I tripped and fell, and I had a jar of jelly in my bag, and my face slammed against the jelly, and I ended up like cracking my nose on it, and I was just pouring blood. So I just went to the first business I could see. I walk in there, and it just happens to be a pot shop. And I'm like, listen, I'm a Job Corps kid. I know I'm not supposed to be in here. Can I please get some tissues, everything? And they're like, yes, here's some tissues. But by law, by the contract we have signed, we have to let the Job Corps Center know that you came in here. And they're like, well, we'll call and explain everything. But you do know, like, they're probably going to piss test you and like keep you up in the in your trouble res for a little bit. And I'm like, okay. So I get my nose all patched up, and I hop on the next bus because I missed the bus because my nose was bleeding so bad. Get back to Job Corps, and my friends are waiting for me up at the bed, and they're like, yeah, we heard what happened. Word travels fast. I'm like, yeah. So they pulled me into what we call it Res 5 because it was one room up at the very top of the hill where the gate was, and I chilled out in there for about an hour until one of the nurses came up with basically stuff to fix my nose and a piss test cup, and they piss tested me, and they were like, first they had to like check my bags and everything, and then they piss tested me, and then I had to wait up there for a day for the results to come back.
Mm-hmm. No, so I nearly got kicked out of Job Corps because of a girl that I was seeing down there at the time. This is about 6 months after my fiance that I mentioned passed away. Now, the reason why I mentioned that fiance passing away was it happened on a weekend pass. I get back. I've already let people know via phone call at the Job Corps, hey, what's the procedure here? I don't want to go AWOL and for going to the funeral because the funeral is literally 5 minutes down the road. But I do not know the procedure for this. And the head of the Job Corps pulls me aside when I get back and they say, yeah, since she wasn't married to you, if you go to that funeral, you are going to be kicked out.
Yeah. No, they were like, I hated how by the books they had to be but I understood it. But there was no room for wiggle.
Oh no. But the reason why I nearly got kicked out was because did they have loan sharking there at yours?
Oh God, yeah. The kids who would like sell food out of their dorms.
Food, cigarettes.
Yep.
Oh.
To be fair, I never loan sharked, but I did. So I used to smoke cigarettes. I now partake in the electronic form. But I used to like roll my own cigarettes, and I would sell the rolled cigarettes to people who needed them. I never had like a book of like, you owe me this, this, and this. It was like, just pay me 25 cents for one, dude. Come on. If you don't have the money, I'm not giving you one.
Yeah. So I was sitting there, and I would buy cigarettes, and they would have a book of what the chick had a book of what I owed her. Well, an ex of mine that I was seeing down there had found out that she got caught with being in the book. I wasn't in the book. However, she had a list of everybody who was in the book and knew where the second book was that I was in. So she told them everything about where the second book was, everything like that. So I get called in, and I'm a gold card. So I was like, or no, I was platinum. So yeah, I was silver, gold, platinum.
Yeah.
I was platinum card. So I was top of the top. Like I was like one of their best people there. And they pulled me aside. They're like, hey, we found a book with your name on it. I'm like, crap. They're like, yeah, so give us your platinum card. I'm like, okay. I had a feeling this was going to happen because of that. I was like, if you don't mind me asking, how did you, like, I'm not going to say that who ratted me out, but how far into this investigation are you so that I know for if I need to let you know about any others? And they're like, were there others? I'm like, there's possibly one other that I owe. I don't know if they wrote down a book. I was going to pay them back. But it was a gift. It was more so they're saying that them telling me, no, you don't got to pay me back. They're like, oh, that doesn't count then. This one does, however. So, yep, I got caught doing that. And the next thing I know I saw it. There it is. And I was about to say, I know I saw a claw somewhere. I was like, I do want to know who found me in the book, and they told me because it was the person that was in the council, like the president of the whole Job Corps of the students, was a good friend of mine, and he told me, he's like, hey, I know everybody in this book, you're in it, and yeah. And he mentioned that it was an old ex of mine from there. And I'm like, are you kidding me? He's like, yep, she is going after everybody that is associated with you. I'm like, why do you say that? And she goes, because everyone in this book is associated with you.
I love that. That's the most petty bullshit.
So she was doing that because I broke up with her because I realized I was not ready to date. Because, like I said, I had just lost my fiance 6 months ago. And she knew that.
Yeah, the only big drama thing that happened in my job corps. Now I'm gonna listen after the story. I'm gonna have to leave and go get ready for work. But this is probably the saddest thing. So there was this guy named, we called him Bubba, and he was in seamanship. Bubba was probably about the most, and I'm straight, the most handsome man I've ever fucking seen.
More handsome than Ryan Reynolds?
Yes. He was tall, he was handsome, he was tanned perfectly, and he lived in Seaside, which is really close to Astoria. So they allowed him to have his car parked up at the gate, and he basically had to like check out his keys, tell him where he's going and stuff like that. And Bubba was always that kind of person who was just like, oh, you're not feeling well? Hey, I heard, like, it's like, even if he didn't know you, oh, so-and-so's not feeling well? What room is he in? What room is he in? I'm going to go bring him some food and some medicine. That's the kind of dude Bubba was. So Bubba, so like I said, had his truck, and he used to smoke. He used to smoke out of a pipe. But his wife, who was also at the Job Corps, because they were both there to get their lives better, she didn't like the taste of tobacco smoke on his mouth. So he would always rinse his mouth out with mouthwash. So Bubba's driving back at like 7 o'clock at night after he just got done helping an old lady in town that he met at Safeway pull a stump from her backyard. Because he just overheard that she had the stump, and he was like, you want me to come take care of it? I'll come take care of it on Saturday. That's the kind of dude he was. He was driving back from helping this lady pull out her stump. Just got done smoking his pipe, just rinsed out his mouth with some mouthwash. And as he was rounding a corner, he lost control of his car and ended up hitting an oncoming car, which happened to be an RA.
Oh.
The RA died on impact, and Bubba was left really fucked up and everything like that. Well, the mouthwash he was using, because was using the mouthwash that the old lady gave him, had alcohol in it.
I was about to say probably had alcohol in it.
So when they breathalyzed him, when everything like that, because Bubba just had he broke his femur, broke his foot, broke his ribs. They breathalyzed him. It came back that he had alcohol in his breath. So now Bubba is serving 25 years in jail for driving under the influence and vehicular manslaughter.
That's fucked. No, dude.
Yeah, it is fucking tragedy.
The most dramatic thing that I can think of that happened at my Job Corps, I gotta check this guy's eyes, make sure I did that. Yes, I did. Would have to be, without a doubt, the one of the students was having let's just say special relations
with an RA.
Oh,
that happens all the time, dude. Oh, yeah.
It gets better. So it wasn't just the RA. It was several students. It was several of the mentors. So our teachers for our trades.
Yeah.
And it was several educators.
Wow.
It gets worse. Remember the age limit for Job Corps?
Yeah.
Take a guess.
24?
Remember the minimum age?
No.
Yeah. They are all serving time.
I feel like that Punisher. No, wait.
That's why I didn't say it. That's why I got what you were doing. That's why I didn't say.
Yeah, dude. Oh god, yeah, that shit was fucking rampant. All right, bro. On that horrible bombshell, I have to go hop in the shower, and then I have to go. Get ready for work. I still got an hour drive to work, and I gotta be ready. So.
All good. I get it. Yeah,
thanks, guys. Hey, man. Thanks for having me pop in the live for a little bit. I appreciate it, man.
Oh, no problem. You're welcome anytime.
Great.
All right.
Later, Scott.
Have a good time.
Guys. Bye, Scott. Take care, Minnie.
Get in. Thanks for joining. Nothing really too bad. We were just mentioning some of the messed up stuff that me and Gonzo had seen at Job Corps.
I never went to Job Corps or anything like that, so I don't know about anything like that.
So pretty much with Job Corps, the easiest way I can explain it is, especially if you've ever been in the military, you've been in Job Corps. It's the same principle.
Well, no, I knew plenty of people that went to Job Corps, but I just never physically went myself.
Yeah, I get you.
You notice what I'm actually doing? I'm actually thinking as well.
Why is this paint not sticking? I'll have to come back and redo that afterwards. Okay, let me get this going. Yeah, pretty much getting same stuff, different box.
What up, Gideon?
One thing I am really excited about right now, I'm going to show the live. This. I finally got my little mat. Finally came in. Odd one out. Thank you for joining.
My mat is one of those mats from Walmart, from the craft department.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, this is an official Army Painter one that I got. I bought it with a gift card for my birthday on Monday, and it said it wasn't going to come until next week. And then I got a message on Amazon saying that it was on its way. I'm like, oh, that's sweet. It's coming early.
That's always good. I was actually working for Walmart at the time, delivering for them. And so I happened to, this is when I was trying to get back into the hobby.
Yeah.
I just happened to go in there one day and I spot it. Here I come out, walking out with a big old giant self-cut mat, and my buddy's like, what is that for?
I used to work at Walmart, and so did Mama Scarecrow. We both worked on Cap Team, doing stocking and unloading.
Well, I was lucky. I worked for Walmart, wasn't an employee.
Yeah. They're not fun to work with.
To be honest, recently I got deactivated from Spark. Don't know why. And then I ended up appealing and won my appeal, and I haven't been back yet.
Okay. And what's Spark? I'm not familiar with that.
Spark is actually Walmart's way of copyrighting these delivery.
Okay. I get you now.
And I've been a Spark driver in this area since it started. My one buddy Daniel, he's actually a minister, which is funny. But he tells me all the time that he misses me because I don't work over there no more.
Yeah, me and Mama Scarecrow, we used to work on the same shift. They just put us in different departments to stock. And then...
You'd be surprised how often that happens. There's plenty of couples that work at Walmart.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. We weren't a couple yet. Like we didn't start dating until after we had both left Walmart.
Oh, okay. But so a lot of times that does happen.
Oh yeah.
While you're employed there.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of married couples and people dating, and very common thing too.
Oh, it's super common.
Well, that's just how you meet people.
Oh yeah.
That happened at Domino's where I work too.
You need to go potty right now?
Okay.
I hurried up and came home, and I had a thing of spaghetti waiting for me at home.
I saw that. That looked really good.
It's called Coletti's here in Pueblo. It's one of the local Italian places. Oh, it's good. But the thing is, my dad texts me. Says, Uncle's, because I texted and said I had to take care of a bill, so it was code for me saying I'm not buying dinner tonight. And he texts me and says Uncle's going to buy dinner. And then I call him back and he basically tells me that he already bought dinner and that because he's asking me whether he wants me to put it in the fridge or the oven.
Yeah.
Like don't turn the oven on low and put it in the oven.
Haley, thank you for joining. We are currently working on our Tyranids. This is what we got going so far.
I want to hurry up and get these Ultramarines done so I can move on to my death card.
See, the next...
I got these to work with.
I haven't decided on... Let me see. Ooh, nice.
These are actually from an 8th edition box set that I bought a while back. A couple years ago. And this is how I teach people how to play the game. Like, this is how the kids play.
Yeah.
That's what these ones are from. So,
okay. Yeah, like I was telling Gonzo, I just went to Games Workshop today and was looking at what was available. And I'm looking to just try to focus on Tyranids right now. And once we start... What'd you say?
Look, Hill Blaster.
Nice.
It's from another 8th edition. This is my box set. This was my Santa gift to myself that year. The year I gave the kids the 8th edition box set. So I live with my dad, and this happened because my sister lived with us too.
Mm-hmm.
So Santa always comes to Papa's house.
Yeah.
And to this day, Santa still comes to Papa's house, even if it's just stocking sometimes.
Oh yeah, I get that fully.
Pretty much.
I get that fully.
But I like that idea that Gonzo said about you. We were talking about the Tyranids and the dinosaurs.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to see how his turn out. Gonzo's
because I think Thomas, he's real big in the dinosaurs. I think he would be a real good, and he's only like 10 years old. Maybe it would be a good thing for him to learn how to paint better than, say, a Space Marine.
It very well could. Some people, it's just the actual figure they're painting. Like, for instance, let me show it. Like, I did the goblins on live the past few times. This is for our 1,000 subscriber. If we can get to 1,000 subscribers before July 31st, this goes out to whoever wins the roulette.
Cool.
And this is pretty much as, and I'm going to fix something real quick on this while I got the same color on my palette. Because I saw it. Pretty much this is as promiscuous as I like to get with my figures. However, the $500 or 500 subscriber roulette winner, I still haven't been able to get his out, or the 300. I'm waiting to get shipping, a shipping label for the 300, but the 500, it never arrived. The miniature never arrived from Temu. But I do have this one I can use for him. However, I'm waiting and holding off on this to where these are done, just because I'm trying to limit the amount of fan service-esque models I do.
I was gonna do a giveaway at 1,000, but I don't know what to give away. I definitely would not be anything that I paint. That's just, I'm not to that level to give away anything that I paint. But, like some kind of box set, some kind of special character, something.
Yeah, you could always do a box set if you got the funds for it.
Or move on and just wait till I get a little bit more people.
Yeah, you could also do that. The reason why I do the painted ones is because obviously, if they're joining the roulette to win a painted miniature, they feel that my art is good enough for them. That's how I see it.
That's great because that's good exposure for yourself and your channel.
Exactly. So, what I always tell people when they're like, "Well, I don't know if I should do, if I should give away a painted miniature or what I should do," is just try it. You never know until you try it. For all you know, when if you do give away a painted miniature, they could put that on. Like for instance, I got a buddy of mine who does. What's he do? He does podcasting, and he has like a whole display, like kind of like how I got this shelf right here. He's got a whole display wall lined up with that. And it's all a whole bunch of figures, hand painted, resin printed, everything like that. And what he looked at me and goes, "I'm still waiting to do his." Told him I'm going to wait on his until I can make sure that he does painting, because I know he's had some life altering incidents recently. But I told him, I was like, "Look, if you can give me the money, I will paint you a Tyranid army, or at least some Tyranids." And he was like, "What's that?" Because he's never played Warhammer. And I showed him. He's like, "Yeah, that looks exactly with what I'm looking for from you. Let's get that going." So we're waiting on him to get the funds, and then we'll probably do that. And then he's gonna put that like right in front to where everyone sees it. This way, people can be like, "Oh, what's that? What's that?" And he can tell them, "Well, this was a hand painted miniature by a good buddy of mine." And that would be even good exposure. That's the thing. When you're doing exposure like we do, you got to either stay with it, or you have to work on a whim. What I mean by that is, like, for instance, with the 500 follower not showing up, me changing it to this figure, that's going to be what I'm going to do.
Get the phone.
And like Tyranids are fun because each one is not like even in the same army. It's not going to be like Ultramarines where, oh, they're wearing the same exact armor. The only difference is where's the chipping, if there is any chipping.
Yeah.
Tyranids are fun.
I get you.
Well,
you were guys talking about that before, because each one to be individually different.
Yeah, because I mean, look at these two right here.
And that's kind of cool. I mean, razz you guys about the Tyrannids and bugs and this and that. That's just me being me.
Oh no, yeah, and we get you.
I kind of would like to paint different things too. Maybe
what I tell everyone who is in the hobby, be it Warhammer, be it D&D, be it whatever miniature painting you're doing. The only one you need to paint for is yourself. If you're enjoying what you're doing, then that's fine. But what you always need to consider is that with these tabletop games and tabletop role-playing games, specifically like D&D, Pathfinder, all that, you're going to have people who are more zealous for you to play a specific role. Or, for instance, with like Star Wars Legion and Middle Earth Strategy Battle and Warhammer, you're going to have those that want to try and push armies onto you. But don't let them, if that's not what you're wanting. If you're not wanting to do Tyranids, don't cave in and do them just because somebody told you to.
Yeah, totally. I know, I get that, and I'm doing with the armies what I'm doing because it's what I got when I bought the box sets.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna do it. You know, and I'm actually a chaos player back in the day from 3rd edition. So I am actually a Corn fan.
Yeah.
I am blood for the blood god. I would lose so many times that I would be like, well, it's a good day because Corn is happy because blood has been shed. You know, but I'm becoming a bigger fan of Grandfather Nurgle.
Yeah, Nurgle is a good one. I'm slowly learning all the different factions and everything like that. For instance, like I was saying with Age of Sigmar, whenever I get that set, I have not decided what I want to do. I want something that plays similar to Tyranid because I like the fact that they are, like, for instance, Space Marines. Let's say that this is the whole army of Space Marines that somebody brings out, just this whole circle. Whereas Tyranids is like this because it's a massive swarm coming at them. So I like the swarming factor they have. However, the only one that really does that for AOS, and for those that don't know what AOS is Age of Sigmar. The only one that does that for Age of Sigmar is Skaven. However, the Saurians play exactly the same way as the Tyranids in the form of their biology can be a weapon. Dragon, thank you for joining.
What up, Dragon?
Salvador, thank you for joining.
Yeah, Saurons are cool, and I actually showed Thomas those miniatures because he's a big dinosaur fan, big Jurassic Park fan. You know, I could see that kid becoming a paleontologist and all this other stuff. Doing something like that. But he kind of thought that was cool, but I'm just trying to get them to get over here and start painting for the first time. You know?
Oh yeah, I get you. I can't wait for my son to start painting. He already paints. Like whenever I'm about ready to paint, he's always like, "I paint too. And he wants to go and paint. He's got some acrylic paints. He just sits there and colors on a piece of paper. But I can't wait for him to start the hobby. If he ever does. I'm not going to sit there and make him paint, but I would love for him to get into it. And with his love for painting already, I got a feeling he will eventually get into it. So we started this an hour and 19 minutes ago. And we just got it done. I think that's pretty good. There's one thing left to do. So it probably takes me about an hour or two things left to do. I just realized I forgot the clause. So it probably takes me about an hour and 30 minutes to do a full Tyranid. which I don't think is too bad.
I'm just doing touch up right now. I'm going back and touching up what I didn't touch up or what I went back over when I was touching up, like say the gold.
Yeah.
So this little guy, he's got that little thing, this little like machine. I don't know what it is, but I'm going back and making sure that his hand is completely blue.
I get you there.
Well, Scarecrow, this is the first major painting I've done in 20 plus years since 3rd edition.
Oh, yeah.
Since the late 90s.
Exactly. And
So-
painting has taken so many turns since then because I've been following several different YouTubers, and like a lot of them are saying like, yeah, until Vallejo became like really obtainable, like easily obtainable, you'd have the miniature store selling it, but by the time you got there, it could be out if they were even selling it, which is understandable. And they're like, we just pretty much used acrylic craft paint.
Yeah, that's from Hobby Lobby.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I used. I got one of my miniatures right here. This is my Chaos Terminator. If I can get him in the
Nice.
box. And this thing's not been glazed or protected. Look at that shoulder pad.
Very nice. Yeah, none of my figures have
I
been.
can do it. This thing's got tons of dust on it though. But I'm just trying to. I'm just working on it. I'm getting there.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, this gold trim was what drove me drove me nuts. I'm gonna tell you that.
Oh, I don't doubt that. Gold is a very finicky color to work with, especially if you're doing true metallic or just doing regular metallic painting. Because then you can't, like, if you're doing non-metallic metallics, it's hard, but it's workable because you can at least control what you're putting on. Whereas metallics and doing true metallics, you're putting metallic on metallic, and it can be a dumpster fire.
I am thinking about doing what Gideon's been doing the live battle reports.
I
But
thought
I was thinking of doing doing some introductory ones where using say like that box set, 8th edition box set,
yeah.
maybe getting some updated numbers and teaching people how to play basically by doing that.
Well, you do know that they just came out with the, I think it's the 10th edition starter set?
I have one of them. I have this one.
Let me see.
The one with Necrons.
So let me see the name of it.
The recruit edition.
No. So the one I'm thinking of is an actual starter set. Like it comes with
The huge one.
Yeah, it comes with a skirmish.
That's the $50 one.
So they got one more than 50. What it is Tyranids and Space Marines. And all it is it's a skirmish set. So it's about 20 figures per army or per faction. And all it is the beginning of the core rulebook. It is the it comes with 20 figures for Tyranids, 20 figures for Space Marines. You build them, and then you can play with 2 players. It's a great introduction starter set. One that I'm going to be looking into is the Ultimate Starter Set. Now, the Ultimate Starter Set is the same thing. The only difference is it comes
Kind
with.
of like the one that came. No, that's the smaller one that comes with the paints and the Tyranids and the Space Marines.
Yeah, you're thinking of the smaller one. That comes with 2 Tyranids or 2 Space Marines and 3 Tyranids. But the figures can swap. Yeah. It's similar to that, but it's a lot bigger. It is $116 at my Games Workshop for that. And then they have a larger one called the Ultimate Set, which comes with the full combat patrol for the Tyranids and the full combat patrol for the Space Marines and the core rulebook. And that is $220 at my local Games Workshop. Thank you, Dragon. I appreciate that a lot. Tommy, thank you for joining. Unseen Pain, thank you for joining. I'm just finishing up some work on this Tyranid before we move on to our next. And with that, it's done. Wait, yep. Had to make sure I got the Carapace line on the gun. That's my calling card for this whole army. Is that all of the guns have the same matching Carapace. So this one right here, this one's going to be real fun to do because it's got a Carapace on the bottom and top. So I'm debating on how I want to do that. If I'm just going to do the bottom Carapace as it, or if I want to turn it upside down and hit that real quick. Now, for those watching, all of these will be based eventually. Right now, they're not. One, because I don't have basing material. Two, because I want to do a separate live just of doing that. That's why none of them are actually glued down either. Like, I could literally just pull that up if it wasn't already pretty much locked in. Which, I mean, I could take a pin or something and pop that out, but I got other ideas for them. But no, I mean, that's exactly how I wanted these to be. Thank you, Dragon, for all the likes and all the hard work. So here's what I mean by like all of my carapaces are going to be slightly different, but you can tell that they're all from the same faction. Like you can see that that's supposed to be from the same hive. And I just realized I missed one. Let me fix that real quick. And we'll move on to our next one after that. Yep, there we go. So yep, that took me an hour and a half to do. So I think that's fairly good for a start to finish Tyranid without building. And we're only using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, technically 7 colors. But 2 of them are shades, and then we have the wash as well. Trying to think of what the next figure I want to do is. I could do this one. However, that one's got the drool effect, so I might save that one for later. Do you have the drool effect? No, you're not getting the drool effect. You are. You know, we'll do the 2 pew-pews. How are your hands? Your hands are good. Okay. That was almost bad. I almost put my brush upside down back into its holster. Definitely gonna have to clean my brushes after this. How's everyone's weekend so far? It's Saturday. I want to hear how everyone's doing.
Just another busy weekend for me.
Yeah, but your weekends are usually busy just because you do DoorDash.
Well, my weeks are always busy. I'm always busy because I either gotta work or I try to do more of this painting, or like last night I sat there and watched everybody else's live while I was building my lore videos for in the afternoon.
That's fair. Yeah, I need to start getting back into YouTubing and doing a little bit less lives. It's just I get more interaction here than I do over on YouTube, so it makes more sense for me to um,
Well,
focus.
I agree with you. It's totally. I mean, because there's times where YouTube just drives me nuts.
So like I've pushed the algorithm as far as I can on YouTube. So I like there's no more bumper for me to go up without people promoting it or promoting it here on TikTok, which I do every chance I get. But the only other way for me to do it would be to buy subscribers over on YouTube, which is something that I'm trying to not do.
Well, YouTube sits there and asks me, "Oh, how many times has your post been shared?" And like I answer it almost usually I get it right, but most of the time that's all me sharing it.
Yeah, I get you
I'll
there.
share it to Pinterest, to my ex, my Threads accounts, and to my Facebook groups. You know,
Yeah, I fully get you.
I only put out my lore video the day. I didn't put nothing else out. It's the day after 4th, or the day after 4th, actually. But still, I just kind of.
You wanted a break. I get it.
Like, what the heck?
I took about a 2 week break on YouTube, mainly because I was trying to wait for it to just grow so I could do the lives over there. Because I'm thinking about focusing more on lives over on YouTube, just like here. But I also do the follow up videos, like for instance, last night, where I gave the shout outs of who all joined, just like I'm going to do on tonight's. Coffees for closers. Thank you for joining. Same as it's been, Dragon. I hope it gets better. For you, I really hope it gets better. Like I said, if you do need anything, feel free to reach out.
I appreciate you letting me in, because there's sometimes it feels like I don't get in as much as I think maybe I try to, but
I will let. So, if I know you and I know that you're a content creator that is similar to me, I'll let you in. For instance, you do your painting and you also do your lore videos. Whereas I have had people outright try to join my live that are not even subscribed to me or following me, I should say. And I have no clue who they are.
I agree. I get those too, and I have my lives going.
Yeah, so I don't allow those in my lives, but like if I know you're working on a project or you're a close friend of mine, like Cam or uh, Matt or any of the guys or gals that are in the Discords with us, then yeah, I'm gonna let you in. Because the more that we share each other's stuff and promote each other, the bigger we grow, and that's the goal. Is we want to grow as a community, because not only will it grow, for instance, me giving you a shout out, not only will that grow your business if you're doing commission painting or whatnot, but it'll also hit your viewers, and then your viewers will see that I do similar stuff and will go over to mine as well. And that's the goal.
Yeah, I do a lot of reposts just to get people's stuff out.
I need to start doing more reposts. With more than 10 friends. Oh, thank you for sharing the live. I read only the bottom part because it looked like a message. I appreciate that, Dragon. One thing that I want to do eventually is get like an official like setup for my miniature painting, because like right now I'm just in my kitchen and I got my mat down, I got my paints out, everything like that. But I eventually want to get like the easiest way I can explain is like an actual like table to paint my miniatures on, or a desk to paint my miniatures on, and then make sure everything's going good there. Nico, thank you for joining.
What up, Nico? No, it's nice. If you haven't seen my pictures, I have a few that I've taken of my little area. I've got a 8-foot plastic table that I used to have for when I sold a product called Real Time Paint Relief. And so I used to use that table for that, but I commandeered it and put it over here instead of my 6 foot. And now the 6 foot is used for when we game or with the kids when they play, Magic.
Yeah.
They were playing the other day, and I'm like, they're on the floor playing, and I'm like, why don't you two up there on the damn table using the table instead? But it is nice to have a little dedicated area to paint, and especially because like me, I've been sitting here recording on my Chromebook, and I'm at 58 minutes on my recording since I started painting. I've been in with you guys for a little longer, but I wasn't ready to start painting as soon as I got in.
Yeah, I get you.
So here, let's see. Here's the. Okay, so let's see. Let's see if I can get. Problem is, can you put me in the big box?
Let me see. Let's see if it'll let me.
Okay, good. So there we go. So there's the way the gunmetal. I did the gun.
Nice.
Metal. This is one I just got done working on, where I took the metal and I just applied a black wash over it.
Yeah.
So I think it was Gonzo or somebody that said that put a wash over it.
Yeah,
This is the other one where the wash looked a little bit better.
very nice. Yeah, I always do a wash over my metals.
I thought even though the app kind of didn't show a lot of like basically the metal was only over the eagle,
Mm-hmm.
and so I figured I'd put a little bit more of shine into it, and then it was I think Gonzo that said to put a little bit of black wash over it. So I just made a black wash. Actually, I used my shade brush for the first time.
Nice.
So thank you for putting me in the big box.
No problem.
I think I need another light for my camera. Like I got enough lights here.
Cheese Matt, thank you for joining.
So you see my ring light. I use a ring light for being able to see my miniatures.
Yeah.
And then I have a big light over here, over where my camera, my TV is. And then I've got all three lights on in the camera room on. So I got every single. Hello.
What's up, Matt?
Jeez. Dragon. You were trying to sound like Nico. You're in disguise. Hello.
What's up, Cheese?
Dark shit.
We just did this one.
Midnight Mass. Come, pray with me upon the Tyranid dinner table.
I would have said the God Emperor, though.
No. Miss. I was a bunch of Necrons. We can't talk about the Emperor.
You're joking. You know what I'm saying.
No,
we
we only worship.
Thank you for asking.
We only
I like that.
we only worship.
Bad guys, but I love the good guys too.
No, we only love.
Progress making.
We only worship the Hive Queen. Everyone knows that.
The Norn Queen.
No, yes, we only worship the Norn Queen.
Oh shit! I'm turning
I'm gonna get glued. When I'm done.
Nico, thank you for all the likes. I appreciate it.
I don't need to be imposing my Lord of the Rings fandom on you guys.
Well, it's quite alright. I'm listening to The Hobbit right now. I'm almost
There's
towards
only
the end of it.
there's only one return of it. It ain't of the King. It's of the Jedi.
See, you can't be quoting.
Clerks 2.
Yeah, that one. Was it Clerks?
It was Clerks 2.
I know it was Clerks. I just couldn't remember if it was.
Because it was when they were working at movies.
Oh yeah.
Because Jay and Silent Bob had burned down the Quick Stop.
Yeah, and they were sitting there like.
It's so long since I've seen those movies.
They were making fun of the guys with their like. See, I didn't quite go as far as wearing the ring around my neck. That's like I didn't start owning quality lightsabers till I became an adult anyway. But
You didn't have the money to buy quality lightsabers.
Wait, you can buy quality lightsabers?
dude, actually, compared to my Saber Forge lightsaber, I like the ones I found on Amazon better.
Really? So I hear
The
so.
Saber Forge one was custom. It was nice, but it's limited to like the one color unless you pay almost $200 for like the varying colors. The sounds are a little limited. All the special bits about the lightsaber for Saber Forge are just like in the thousands of dollars.
Oh yeah, I've quoted a Saber Forge, and I was like, yeah, I know.
But Amazon. It lets me change colors. It came with more sounds. The durability's just as good. And it's a base. It's a silver handle, and I'm capable of like turning it into a dually. I can mix and match a few parts as long as I buy that same brand's one.
Yeah, true.
So there's no like. For me, I'm sitting there going, you know what? If I had to buy more lightsabers, I'd get more from that particular shop or that particular maker, because I didn't know it would come. I didn't realize it would come with like 12 different sounds from 12 different types of lightsaber, and it was up to date enough on its sound tech to be able to use like Rey Skywalker and all that lightsaber sounds, old school lightsaber sounds.
Yeah.
I can actually transition because it doesn't just click over to a new color. I have to put it into color change mode, and it fades in and out, transitioning between colors.
Okay.
So I can actually stop it at a point where I can hit pink, I can hit purple, I can hit blue, I can hit red, orange, lime green, bright green, dark green, white. Like, I gotta be like, from a review standpoint, for $110 even, you get a really durable quality item. I mean, I've accidentally left bruises on people that, you know, were goofing around with them with me, and had to explain to their boyfriends that no, it's just a lightsaber.
Accidentally. Mm-hmm. Just a lightsaber.
I accidentally, you know, low swing and crack them across the thigh, and they have this big, you know, mushroom-shaped welt across their leg.
So that's what we're calling it now? We're just calling it a lightsaber? Okay.
Yeah. It wasn't my fault. She hung out for way too long. She knew the consequences.
She knew you were the chosen one.
We knew what was happening. But we actually took pictures of the bruises for certain friend groups so that they could be like, hey guys, but lightsabers are a little more fun than we realized.
Oh, Zamir, thank you for coming into the live today. And you don't gotta keep calling me General just because I'm a Star Wars fan and I love episode. I love the Clone Wars. Well, I did Anakin the other day. I got him up here, and I'll go grab him real quick. I don't know if you saw that yet, Matt.
I don't think I saw a formally finished product. If that's what you're asking.
There it is.
Okay, yeah, it was finished by the time. Did you highlight it in some whites?
So I didn't highlight white. What I did was Void Shield Blue for the quote-unquote highlight. And then I did Crystal Blue for the edge. So it still shows... So
if you put it down on the table...
Yeah.
And you look at it from a table to angle, if you figure out what angle that's at, you can actually just put a line straight across the beam.
Yeah, that's what I did. With the Void Shield.
Fill it in that way.
Yeah, that's what I did with the Void Shield.
Oh, okay. It was hard to tell. It looked like it was dry brush, but it didn't. Yeah. Couldn't make out everything. Too late. Padawan. So I have plans to poke fun at Jordy.
Oh no.
I have found a croissant.
What is that?
That is the Doom Scythe. It is the croissant.
For what faction?
That's the Necrons. And I'm going to hide this one in the closet until my son's birthday because he's been begging for it every time he sees it at the shop.
Nice.
He's wanted the Silent King he's told me that I have to have it for me, and I'm like, yeah, sure, for me. This is why I can't take you to the stores either. It's because Mom yells at me because I let you guys tell me what to do.
So what I'm
You
hearing
guys
is
get things.
I can blame my son for peer pressure if I tell him, "Hey, go grab a Tyranid."
Yeah.
Wait, hang on, is Mama Scarecrow?
Yeah.
Let me make sure Mama's Scarecrowing on.
I have a friend that I give him a lot of crap for having Necrons, and it's like, yeah. Oh, thank you, Daddy Dragon. But I also.
Ah, she just joined. Okay, she didn't hear me. Whew.
And we picked up the Void Dragon. So that's just a cool looking angelic Necron from all places, hellish.
See, we need something official like that, not just Forge World.
Not just Forge World stuff.
Yeah, because I mean the closest thing we have to that is the Harpy from Forge World. Or what is that one? It looks like a giant dragon for Tyranids.
Yeah. We also snagged some Coptic Wraiths.
Nice.
For the fun
Chevy, of course.
We might kit bash some weird. We're gonna see about kit bashing some weird Tyranids out of Necron weapons. Biomech Tyranids. I grabbed this Overlord because I like the fact that he's like, look at my ball.
So what? How are you going to do the biomech?
Well, with these, if you look at the wraiths, they actually have appendages that are very Hormigonty.
Ooh, oh, I see what you're going to do. You're going to do a whole
So
kit bash. Okay.
Use those as scything talons. We can take some of these mechanical-looking spherical parts, and we can start just replacing bits on a Tyranid to look more and more Necron-y, or I can just kit bash my way to victory by taking the various bits and just creating a Tyranid from like all these skittering legs and whatnot.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that would definitely work.
Sounds cool.
I can't wait to see how that one turns out. Honestly.
It's a thought experiment for the time being. But what are you doing way over there?
I don't have enough stuff for a bits box of Marines or anything like that to kit bash anything right now.
I want all the Catachan Jungle Fighters all the time. They are a part of my fandom, Dragon. Wait, there were female Catachan Jungle Fighters with bunny ears and tails? Where the hell do you get those?
Probably somebody doing proxies.
There's probably a bunch of 3D printed proxies, but where do I find them?
Have you checked with Zio? See if he can't do that?
I'll see. I'm going to have to look that one up.
Zio could
It's trying to find models like that on the internet that makes me go, babe, don't look at my search history.
Yeah, just hey, check with Zio.
It's not even bored. It's just looking for stuff like that.
Check with Zio because he probably has some.
I don't know who Zio is.
Ziomar in the server?
I will have to double check with him.
Yeah, his name here is like ZCW Prince or something like that. Ugh. Oh. Ugh. Take your time. Now I'm going to try getting these ones done soon. Or this one done. I got the last one done in an hour and a half. Matt, take a call. Okay, so she probably took some green stuff and kit bashed it to make it work. I could see that. Mom Scarecrow, thank you for joining. Once I get to a good stopping point here, I'll end the stream because we have been going for 2 hours. And I know that, what time is it? 9:26. The little Scarecrow's probably either sleeping or ready to be transitioned over to his bed if he's not already in there. And I just realized I didn't do the tail. Holy crap. Oh, he just now got done playing? Okay. Bubba, if you're watching this, you need to go to sleep, okay? I'll see you in the morning. Oh. The one downside I would say to Tyranids, repetitiveness. Ching Boy, thank you for joining. We're continuing work on our Tyranids.
Where'd Matt go?
He got a call from the sound of it.
Okay.
Either he got a call or Nymphea did.
Get some paper towels.
Yeah, one of them got a call because I could hear their phone going off. So it was either him or Nymphaea.
Well, I went to go put some silver on this little, like, I can't. On this little piece right there,
Yeah.
and I was getting too much paint on it. So I went to go get a paper towel so I could wipe some of it off like a dry brush kind of thing.
Okay. Yeah, I get you.
I'll go back over it. I can see the black starting to come back over it. I have watched plenty of painting videos and stuff and gotten concepts and things like that. I've almost watched almost every single video they've got on Warhammer Plus and stuff like that.
Yeah. Strikers, we are painting Termagant still. We are continuing our current Hive fleet that we're doing. This is a custom Hive fleet. Let me get out of the way. It's like a crossbreed between Hive fleet, Behemoth, and Gorgon with the green. But yeah, it's just a custom Hive fleet that I haven't even named yet.
I've got an idea of my own chapter.
Nymphaea, thanks for joining.
What's up, Nymphaea?
Hope everything's okay. I know that you or Matt got that call. Let us know if everything's good.
I gotta go back over with Blue.
Thank you for the likes, Nymphaea. Okay, yeah, he got a call mid live and had to dip out. I wasn't sure if you were there or not. I just heard a phone ringing in the background. Want to make sure that you guys are okay. And if I got Matt in trouble, I'm sorry.
Can't help it. You didn't know.
I appreciate that, Strike Curious. Yeah, the green does really pop on it. What we're doing is the underbelly is going to be green, and then all the accent colors are green on it. Really, the only part that's not an accent or that should have been green that I didn't make green are the claws, where I made them red because I felt it fit the color scheme a little bit better than the green. That and painting green on top of black is a pain. Leon, thank you for joining our live. We're just continuing work on some termagants that we began working on mid-week. We designed a custom color palette, and this color palette, or custom Hive fleet scheme, I should say. And this custom scheme will go across our entire army. So any and all termagants that we do get from here on out, for instance, the like or the gift goal up there is 50 tiny dinies. You guys get to pick the next box set that I get. For the Tyranids, if we reach that goal, that's the next set I gotta get. But also the fact that this will be the same color scheme for all of them. The only difference is, like, for instance, anything with a exposed brain, like the Nord Emissary, that's going to have a potentially different color, but I'm not sure because I don't know if I want to do red on that or if I want to do green. I haven't decided how I want to do that one yet. Yes, there are rules to the gift. It does have to be within. It does have to be able to be used in tournaments. And Fea, thanks for joining again.
Well, that sounds like a good idea because then people are able to use it that way.
Exactly, because okay, wanted to make sure that everything was good. But
I'll see you later. What did you say to her?
I just said you got a call.
I'm not married, but I understand that concept, you know?
The amount of times I've called Mama Scarecrow and I'm like, come on, just pick up. Pick up the phone. Pick
I
up the
tell
phone.
about family sometimes. Like, you got a phone, you're not answering it, what the hell? Like, I'm by my phone all the time. If I'm not answering, I'm busy.
Like, I get being busy, so that's why, like, with her, if she was at work, she won't get it because of how her signal is at work. So I get that. You get back to work, Nymphea. Have a great night. And thank you for joining while you could. But no, how her phone is at work, it's hit and miss. So, like, there'll be days where I'm calling her. I'm like, okay, I really need an answer on this. You're not answering your text. You're not answering your phone call. I know you're at work, but please find a way to answer me.
That tastes good. I'll have to do this later. I've got a Wi-Fi phone that I have, my old phone.
Mm-hmm.
I just downloaded Citadel Color for it.
Okay.
So now that way I don't have to be switching all the time when I'm painting with you guys or what.
Yeah.
I am getting there. So I'm a few steps closer to fixing these. I got these reavers.
Yeah.
The swords melted because of ELO. So I've got to basically saw off the forearm and reattach it.
Yeah.
I just need a few more pieces. I've got the saw. This new X-Acto blade came with. I've got like 3 X-Acto blades now.
Nice.
But it has saw blades with it. So that's why I bought it.
So, one thing I would recommend to anybody is something I actually just got as well, and it is the Amazon Basic hobby knife set.
I have one of those ones. I've got a lot of files with it.
See, mine didn't come with files. Mine's
I've
just
got a few. It's got Twizzlers.
mine's just
I have
a
a
little.
drill already, so I may have a.
Mine's just a
I may have
little.
a small enough drill. I don't know.
Yeah, mine's just a little red box. Comes with a bunch of.
Yeah, I've got one of those too. I've got like almost anything, man. I spend so much money on Amazon. I should be a preferred member just for that reason.
Yeah.
Because like they talk about, we spend a lot of money on overpriced crap. We're like, oh look, I need that, and then we find out it's cheaper somewhere else. Ain't it though?
Yeah, it depends though. A lot of the stuff I find on Amazon.
You get what you buy though. So sometimes you get good stuff for cheap, and then you get crappy stuff for cheap.
Yeah.
It's just like me when I get on like Walmart on Spark on their app and searching for stuff. A friend of mine today, he runs a Discord called Snakeworks. I've talked about it a few times in lives. It's mainly a lot of people from like England. There's a few people in the U.S., one from Canada. It's a small one, a little bit, maybe about the size of bunnies.
Okay.
Or so. But it's how I got to how I got to it is a template for a bunker. He did a video and in it he had a link to his Discord so you could go get the template for the bunker. Well, I got the template and I stayed. And now I'm basically a contributing member on it, kind of like, with bunnies.
Yeah.
Bunnies.
I get you.
Alright. Time to paint some purity seals. Oh, I missed some black right there. Oh, no, that was the gun. So I did I took some, I hate being on the small one, but I put some more gunmetal wash on the tip of the gun barrel.
Okay.
I think it looks kind of nice. And then I've gone back over what I washed with the black wash with a little bit of that silver wash. Cool. Getting there, looking nice.
Thank you.
We're all getting there.
Oh yeah.
I'm just happy to be painting because there are times where I come home and I don't want to do nothing.
We all have those days. So don't feel like you're the only one. We all do. I had that day a while back.
No, I had 2 years like that. It's called the pandemic, where all I did was work. Like you said I work DoorDash. Oh, well, I don't have a ball in there. I got these little ball bearings.
Yeah.
For one of those vortex. Kind of like, you know who Rob Bear is? Spiky Bits.
Okay, I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he has one that he recommends, you know. And I seen it on Amazon, and I immediately went and found a cheaper one. Mine's called is an Omni Lab.
I was looking into that.
$40.
Yeah, I was looking into that one.
And it's nice because they come with these little ball bearings for it. You hear that?
Yeah.
So yeah, I've got my mixer down here on top of my old computer disk.
Okay, but this is what we got so far.
Nice, I like that red.
BD! Thanks for
That
joining.
bicycle is Kingston's. Which bicycle? Bicycle, you didn't see it? No, I didn't see it, Dad. He called me and asked me, I was at Kingston, Corbin's game. He asked me if I could come and take him to the loafing jug. Because he's home alone. So he needed to get some snacks. Oh, but he don't want to come over here. What? I know, I just giving him a hard time. I left the game and went and picked him up. And he got the bicycle, tried to get the bicycle out of the shed.
I'm doing good, BD. Thank you for asking. Appreciate that, Dragon. Just sitting over here painting some Tyranids. BD, thank you for the likes. I'm doing 2 hours. I think I'm going to add the last little bit of details to this guy, like the eyes and a little bit more of the detail on the guns. And then we are going to end the live.
Scarecrow, what kind of music do you listen to?
I listen to primarily alternative rock.
I listen to almost anything, but I'm listening to country right now.
Yeah, I can hear it in the background. I primarily, like I said, I primarily listen to alternative rock. So pretty much, typically I go for early 2000s. So Linkin Park, Chevelle, all of them.
No, I get you. I like all that stuff. I seen Linkin Park and STP and all that at Stone at Family Values back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
That's when Scott Weiland was supposed to be off the heroin. And he was almost as freaky back then.
Yeah. Well, remember, we can't really talk about that stuff here. I'll get us both banned.
Yeah. At least, yeah. Oh yeah, I won't go off. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, last thing we need is us being
Yeah, I know.
any.
I've been hearing the horror stories. They get pretty.
They're cracking down on a lot of stuff. For instance, I'm trying to limit even little man being heard in the background because I'm hearing stories of even if the bot hears a child. So like that's why my TV's always off because if they heard a child on TV and Warhammer 40K, thank you for joining. Um, if they even heard a child, then it could cause it to be shut down. But with that being said and done, I think we're at a good stopping point for today. Gonna do one little thing and then we will.
I just painted the red on the purity seal.
Okay. Yeah,
I'll have to go back and retouch up around the blue and the gold at the bottom. But
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dragon, it's nuts, but I mean, it is what it is. We gotta follow the rules that are in place, or not use their services. That's just life. But yeah, with that being said and done, we are gonna end the live here. If you are following me here, but you're not following me on TikTok or on YouTube, go follow us on YouTube. If you're following us on YouTube, but you're not following us on TikTok, go follow us on TikTok. If you want to check out our Patreon and see what offers we have over there, that can also be found on our YouTube in our descriptions. There should also already be a link to our YouTube here. So if you have any questions, please let me know. With that being said and done, hope everybody has a great day. And we are going to end the live stream.
later, Scarecrow.
I will see you all later. Have a great day.